Well, with all the uncertainty surrounding the finance world, it's easy to feel pretty overwhelmed. That's why we are launching a new segment here on King 5 News at 4. Every Monday, we are talking money in hopes of helping you navigate a topic that's often a source of discomfort for people. And we'll have everything from investing 101 to preparing your finances for a potential recession. And joining me for Money Monday every week is her first 100K founder and author of Financial Feminist and Forbes 30 Under 30 recipient, Tori Dunlap. Tori, great to see you.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to do this. Every single week, I'm coming to you with money tips.
Thank you for being here. So first, let's get to know you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about you and how you started her first 100K.
Yeah, so I am a born and raised Pacific Northwesterner. I originally grew up in Tacoma and now live in Seattle. And I didn't think that personal finance education was going to be my path in life, but I graduated college in 2016 and was coming into adulthood, and I think a very different America than a lot of us expected. And I started realizing that when I had money, I had options. When I had money, I had the ability to donate to causes I believed in, to start a business, to travel, to go to therapy. Every option opened up to me, and that was the feeling I wanted for every single person, but specifically every single woman. So since then, we've helped 5 million women be better with money.
Wow.
We have a podcast called Financial Feminist, which is the #1 money podcast for women in the world. And I have a New York Times bestselling book of the same name, and this is my favorite thing to do, is fight for women's financial rights.
I love it. I love that you're here and that you're going to lend your expertise to all of us. And I know a lot of people, I mentioned this, are pretty overwhelmed right now with what's happening in the economy. So I want to ask you, what should we be doing to prepare for a recession? You're going to walk us through some tips. What's the first step?
Yeah, I think the first thing is that anytime there's sort of economic volatility, whether it's, stock market crashing, talks of a recession, it feels really scary and overwhelming to the point where people push away any talk of money. They don't want to look at their money. They don't want to engage with their spending. And the first thing you need to do is know your numbers, even if it's scary. We call it the ostrich effect, right? You bury your head in the sand, you act like your problems don't exist, but it's like driving a car without knowing how much gas is in it, right? Like that's what's happening if you're going through life not knowing what's going on with your money. So in order to become financially stable, especially when there's a lot of stuff outside of our control, you need to control what you can.
A lot of people also right now are feeling worried that they might lose their jobs. Yeah. Is there a way for people to protect themselves?
I think one of the best things you can do is diversify your income. And I would be giving this advice whether the economy was great or whether it's not so great. Diversifying your income helps make sure that your 9 to 5 is not the only source of income that you're dependent on, so that if something happens, if your hours get cut, if you get laid off, if something changes, you're not scrambling in the same way. It's also a great time to start having a conversation with your boss, being like, how's everything going? Is there anything I can do to improve? How am I adding value to an organization? Because you don't want to be the person, if there are layoffs, you want to be the last one that happens to.
Maybe do a check-in.
Absolutely.
Tori, we often talk about savings during a time like this. What kind of financial safety net should we have? Yeah,
your emergency fund is really, really important, again, on any day, but especially while there's so much chaos. So we're looking to save at least a 3-month emergency fund, and that should be 3 months of living expenses in what's called a high yield savings account. That high yield savings account is just like an everyday savings account, except it's earning you more in interest, and that's a great way of actually diversifying your income, that second point. So we have the one we recommend on my website, herfirst100k.com, but that emergency fund you can build over time by setting up an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings account. And it doesn't have to be a bunch of money. Even if you only got 20 bucks a month, that's great, because 1, it's happening without you having to think about it, but 2, you're building the financial habit of saving so that when you do make more money and you are saving more, you already know how to manage it. If you can manage $100, you can manage $10,000 or $100,000.
I love that you mentioned the high yield savings account, because often I think we think of diversifying your income as maybe getting another
second job, a side hustle. Yeah, and like all of those things are great, but there's some privilege in that, right? It assumes that you have more time. It assumes that, you have more capacity to work more, and the answer can't just be, I'm going to work more, right? We don't want to burn you out. So using something like a high yield savings account is a great way to diversify your income with literally you doing no additional labor.
We have a little bit of time. I want to ask you, as people are looking towards their checking accounts and saving accounts, should you be dipping into savings right now during a recession or a likely recession, or should you use that as a last resort?
Yeah, I think the savings is there for emergencies, right? So if you're currently in an emergency, that's what your savings is there for, absolutely. But it can't be like the thing I saw on sale, like the thing I wanted went on sale, right? It can't, that's not the emergency. But I think a lot of people feel guilt about using your emergency fund. That's what it's there for. So if you're experiencing some sort of economic hardship right now and you do have savings, yeah, use it. We want to keep building it though. I have a feeling things are going to get a little worse before they get better, so always a great time to build your savings.
I know a lot of our viewers are going to want to reach out, connect with you. What's the best way to do that?
Herfirst100k.com is the easiest way to find me, but my book and podcast are both called Financial Feminist, and I'm local, but we have a following all across the world, and I'm just really excited to be here. And I was watching news with my parents when I was little growing up in Tacoma, so this is a very full circle moment for me, and excited to pour back into our community locally.
Well, Tori, we're so glad that you're going to be here every Monday to impart your knowledge and help us get through these times. So thank you for joining us today, and we will see you next Monday. Again, Tori will be here every week, and you can send in your money questions to 206-448-4545. We will work to answer them each week here on air.